They kiap
Yeah,
your
yeah.
boobs?
Flat, man. Like,
What if I don't have enough to kiap?
Oh, too bad. Then you
Confirm
keep
not,
going
can
until they kiap enough.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
okay, lah,
painful.
but bearable lah. Don't scare them.
Hi, it's Hazel.
Hey, it's Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Clavity's Hash Podcast. Today, we are joined by two lovely guests and they have something in common, and that is they are both breast cancer survivors. Welcome, Yvonne and Charlene.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
You want to say hi first, Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne. I'm a mother, a marketeer, and I was diagnosed with H2 positive breast cancer, stage 2A, in 2019. That was 4 years ago.
Hi, I'm Charlene. I'm a realtor and also a landed developer. I was diagnosed with HER2 positive breast cancer, same as Yvonne, in 2019 too. Life has been so different after that, but in a good way. And I hope to share more with you later.
I understand that both of you are part of something called the Boob Sisters.
Yeah.
What exactly is the Boob Sisters?
Actually, this idea, right, was founded by Charlene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
What do you mean? Because okay, Charlene, right, she has a lot of like these kind of ideas, and sometimes she just like share it. Then the rest of us will be like, yeah, good idea. So there was one time in 2021, she shared that, maybe we should start like a community, because we were also part of a bigger community, which is part of the Breast Cancer Foundation support group for young women. And that's where we found each other also. So Charlene, right, is also the one who like handpicked some of us and feel that, hey, all of us, we can click together, huh?
So you made the cut.
Yeah, I made the cut.
So, who came up with the name The Boob Sisters?
Her lah.
Oh, Charlene,
Yeah.
of course.
What should I call them?
fun
Okay
fact.
lah, the Boob Sisters.
Charlene actually co-founded Pak Tor.
Yes, I did.
That's impressive, but you sold it, didn't you?
I sold it, and then shortly after I sold off my stake in it, I had the breast cancer.
I see.
Yeah, so I would say that I had the breast cancer when I was at the peak of my career.
The Boob Sisters, it's specifically that support group for younger women. And I think we're all in the age group where, we think we have the whole world and our whole lives ahead of us. We don't really think about our health. We don't think that something like that is going to happen to us. We don't think that we're going to face something so life-threatening at such a young age, You feel like you're at the peak, lah, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, at a very young age, when that happened to you, because it's the last thing that we think about, what are the first few things that you feel, and what's the first few stages of that journey actually?
I think the first thing when I heard the 3 words, you got cancer, was why me? Right? I had no breast cancer family history. I ate well. I was working out. I stopped smoking years ago, right? I was like on this good lifestyle, having a great lifestyle. And I was like, what was going on? So when I actually found out I had breast cancer, there was 6 lumps I found on my left boob. And the first thing I said to my doctor was, I looked down, I said, sure not. I quite same size, but the scans didn't lie, right? And then I think it really shook me up, because I had just sold off my startup. The world was at my feet. I was successful. I was going, okay, what next? What next adventure is there out there for me? But I didn't know that those 3 words, you got cancer, would rob all my independence away and just bring me down to my knees.
How old were you?
I was 35.
And how did you realize that you got breast cancer? Did you go for like a yearly scan?
No. So this was it. I thank God that he was there protecting me. So I was diagnosed with adult asthma the year before, right? And then I was just working out in the gym with my trainer. I just told her, I said, hey, my lungs feel a bit off. So I called my pulmonologist up, and he said, never mind, you're still covered by insurance. Come in for another lung scan. And it so happened that the radiologist glanced to my left chest and said, there's some calcification there.
What?
Yeah, and then one thing led to another. In 2 weeks, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh my gosh.
So I really thank God. Like, if it wasn't for him, I think I wouldn't be sitting here anymore.
A blessing in disguise.
Yeah, very big blessing.
What about you, Yvonne? How did you find out you had breast cancer?
For me, shortly after I gave birth, I felt that there's like a blocked milk duct on the left side of my breast, because I had one on the right side of my breast, and the gynae told me that, it's just a blocked milk duct, because I also had like very low supply for breast milk. And then I just think that, okay lah, it's just another blocked milk duct lah, don't care about it lah. But then after that, it grew bigger and it was painless. Then after that, I told my gynae that, okay, this is one sign. Another sign that I noticed, right, is that my period very weird. Like the flow, right, it's not like the usual quantity that I should be seeing. Yeah, so I think that's also another sign.
Like it's a lot less or a lot
yeah,
more?
a lot less.
Okay.
So my gynae said, okay, never mind, I just arrange an ultrasound for you. Then that's when she also referred me to a breast specialist, and the specialist looked at the scans, right, and then think that, okay, the lump doesn't look nice because it's very edgy and very dark color from the scans. Then he said, do a biopsy just to confirm lah. Yeah, so after I did the biopsy on Mother's Day week, right, on one evening, my daughter was already asleep. She was like, back then was like 4-5 months old only. Then the doctor said that, hey, I have to talk to you. Then I said, no lah, you overseas in a conference, why you want to talk to me? Never mind lah, when you come back to Singapore, then talk to me lah. Then they said, no, I think it's better that I talk to you now. Then I'm like, jialat lah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like confirm.
The
Like,
doctor calls, it's
always a bad
always
sign.
Yeah. Then after that, I'm the 慢三拍 kind of person, which is like if
Always
you
lagging behind.
Yeah, you tell me a news, right? I'll be like, okay, yeah, I got cancer. Okay, then maybe a few days later, then, shit, I got cancer, like that. Yeah, so it took me a while lah. But on that day itself, my husband was the one who like felt it first, lor. Yeah, so he was a bit worried for me lah. But whereas for me, like I just went to my baby girl when she was sleeping. I was telling myself, okay, I will win this for you. Yeah.
Okay, girls, what do you understand of breast cancer?
To be honest, when they were telling me like H2 positive, I don't really know what stage that is. I've always heard like stage 1, stage 2, up to stage 4 breast cancer, right? I know you can get a mammogram to know if you have breast cancer. I can't say I've ever been to a mammogram. Someone was telling me they clip your boobs up or
it's
something.
so painful.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They kiap all the way.
kiap your boobs?
Until flat, man. This.
What
They
if
kiap
I
all
don't
the
have
way.
enough to kiap?
Oh, too bad. Then you
Confirm
keep
can
going
one.
until they get enough for you.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
Okay, lah,
painful.
but bearable lah. Don't scare them.
I mean, for me, it was painful because maybe I'm not very big on my boobs. So when they were like trying to squeeze it in and they're trying to roll the plate together, it's like, I'm like,
Oh my god, rocks to be you, Azura. Poor Germaine and I.
Oh, I know. I'm looking down. I'm like, together and then like figure it out whether it's really like. Yeah, I can't say I really understand too much about it.
If I'm not wrong, breast cancer is the main form of cancer in women.
yes.
Am I right to say
Yes.
that?
Singaporean women, yes. Actually, this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I think it's perfect that we have Yvonne and Charlene on. What also I found out from, I just spoke to a friend about this. Her sister had breast cancer, now she's about 40. Her sister had breast cancer at 25. This was her older sister. After her older sister had breast cancer, neither her nor her younger sister could apply for insurance for breast cancer because if your mother, sister, daughter has breast cancer, the chances are higher.
of course.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I didn't know about that. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks though.
It does.
But are there other things that we don't know about breast cancer apart from the facts that we have mentioned just now?
I also went to read up a little bit. Basically, it's like the cells grow crazily in your body. So that forms cancer. They multiply very fast. And the most common type, like for myself, it's this thing called invasive ductal carcinoma, which means like it grows in your ducts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was how mine started too
Yeah,
as well.
and like for pregnant ladies, right? Actually, according to the statistics, they shared that 1 in 3,000 pregnant ladies may get cancer. So I'm one of the lucky one.
By Toto. But as in, does it mean that if you are pregnant, that does
There's a
increase
chance lah.
your
There's a
chance of
Yes,
getting
a
breast
chance.
cancer?
Because my doctor said that like during pregnancy, right, your hormones just go crazy. Like, you know, something may just multiply inside you and you don't know. But I think that time I was pretty stressed up lah during pregnancy. Yeah, so maybe that's why I got this thing called pregnancy associated breast cancer, PABC.
Okay.
So like Angelina Jolie, she had the BRCA gene, right? So that's a gene that will run through your family or run through generations. But for my case, I think even for Yvonne's case, when I did my cancer genetic test, I did not have that BRCA gene. So my gene had mutated. My HER2 gene had mutated. Hence, we call it HER2 breast cancer. So every woman has a HER2 gene.
Wait, a what?
HER2, H-E-R, and then number 2.
HER2.
Yeah.
What does it do for us, this HER2 gene?
It's kind of like a protein, but I don't know what it
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's just something females have.
Yeah, all
Okay.
females have it. So mine just went out of whack and started feeding off hormones, and that's how my cancer started.
Right.
And that now, ladies, is the most common breast cancers now around. So you don't have to have the BRCA gene to actually have breast cancer.
It's interesting you bring up Angelina Jolie because I remember it was very highly publicized. She had a mastectomy.
Yeah, she had a double mastectomy.
A mastectomy, please correct me if I'm wrong, is where, because the cancer has spread
Yeah.
in your breast,
Yeah.
they have to take out all the
tissue.
and
Yes.
then they basically can reconstruct it if you would like.
So that's what I did for mine. You did
Was it a
lump pack.
double? Or?
Yeah, I did.
No, I did.
lump pack.
Actually, okay, I kind of regret not doing a double because it would look really nice. But like, I just did a single because I just didn't know what to do. I was like, I'll just do one first. Don't fix what's not broken, right? Let's fix the broken one first.
But not everyone has to get a mastectomy.
So it depends on the size of your tumor. For mine, it was 1.8 cm, and my doctor said that I don't have to do a mastectomy. I can just do a lumpectomy because he said that I'm still young. You don't really have to remove like your entire breast and put in other parts of your body, like the tissue or flesh inside your breast. Yeah, you just live with a slightly smaller boob lah. Yeah.
Anyway, it's not evenly sized in the first place
They
to
are
begin
sisters,
with,
not
right?
twins.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's what
they are not.
say, yeah.
But for lumpectomy, right, after you remove, when you stand up like without bra, you will see a little bit like droopy lah, or like dimple inside. Yeah, but it's okay lah.
Has that affected you?
Not really. I don't really like look at my boobs lah.
You're married, right?
Yeah, I'm married.
What did your husband say about like the whole situation?
No, I think he has been very supportive. Actually, he didn't mention anything about my boobs at all. Yeah, and I think he's just also trying to be sensitive towards my feelings. Yeah, and what was more important back then was to win this battle, and of course to care for our newborn lah. Yeah, so the rest like doesn't matter. How you look like, all this doesn't matter.
That must have been stressful finding out with a 4-5 month old newborn that you have breast cancer.
Yeah.
What did your family think? What were your friends say?
They couldn't believe it lah, because they were thinking like, you got cancer, like your family all don't have. Yeah. And then someone they say, you breastfeed on, right? Breastfeed should prevent cancer what? But no leh, still get leh.
Did people say things to you guys that kind of rubbed you the wrong way or pissed you off when you had your diagnosis?
Is it because you did that?
Did anyone say things like that?
I think one time was because chemo gave me a scalp rash, so I couldn't wear a wig. So I went, fuck it, I'm just gonna just walk out to Ion, with like a bald head. So I had somebody that came up to me and said, "Oh, have a hope."
Yeah, it's very common.
And I was like, no. Look, I'm very for Have a Hope. I think it's a great cause, but I didn't choose to shave my head.
Right.
And then I was like, no, it's not. It's breast cancer. Oh, so sorry, but you don't look like you got breast cancer.
Okay, I'm sure that's his or her way of making you feel
Yes.
good.
But then,
Trying
and then
to.
my comeback is because you're still drugged up, the cancer meds make you like really like grouchy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, but that's how cancer gets you,
Oh, that's the thing, right? That I think people wouldn't think twice about. Firstly, why would you go up to someone and say, "Hey, have a hope"?
Maybe it's because they are so blessed. That's the only thing they recognize from bald heads because they
Yeah.
haven't experienced that
Yeah.
to their own
Yeah.
friends or in their own lives.
I think personally, I just try to imagine if I was in that same situation, that would probably affect me quite a bit. Because a lot of my identity, I would say, is in hairstyle. So
Yeah.
when you first found out you had breast cancer, right? Did your mind ever go to like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose all my hair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you lose confidence because of that?
For me, yes, because I wasn't prepared for it, ma. Then, but luckily, I do see like Charlene. She's very public lah, so she share like on her Instagram,
public.
right?
Very
As in her life, yeah. So I found her on Instagram. Then she's the only like Singaporeans that I can find on Instagram who's sharing about her breast cancer journey. So I see that it's very brave of her lah to just like put up photos of her like being botak, And then I have a friend, her name is Alia, so she produces like head wraps. And then I purchased many head wraps from her, and I will just wear for all my treatments, even to like shoppings or that. And I even gifted one to Charlene. That's how she replied me on my Instagram.
So actually, so the story was she slid into my DMs on Instagram, and the first thing I said was, "This woman is crazy," because normally you go, "Hey, I'm Yvonne. How are you?" She wrote me an essay.
Because I don't like to ting the
like
person.
chunks and chunks. I was
I like
like,
to send one
Whoa,
home.
girl, like you need to just calm down. She's like, I know what I want. It's a friendship.
Yeah, but that's how we actually got connected
Yeah.
after a while.
That's so cute. Actually, one of my mother's closest friends passed from breast cancer, and it was her birthday yesterday. And when she was losing hair and when she was going through treatments after treatments, her entire family decided to all shave as well.
Wow, that's really sweet.
That's so supportive. But speaking of the recovery treatment, how was it like for you girls? How many times do you have to go for chemo?
Radiation is different, right?
She had it worse than me.
How come?
Because I had like 2 plans that I can choose, like subscription plan ada. So the first one, right, is like what Charlene did lah. It was pretty short, can finish everything like within like 6 sessions, I think. But my oncologist suggested that because you are the main caregiver for your girl, perhaps you can take the longer one so that the dosage will be slightly smaller. But I have to go for 16 sessions of chemo, 18 sessions of targeted therapy. All these are like via the IV drips. And then I also have to go for radiation therapy, and I prescribe myself to retail therapy also lah.
We support that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you went for plan B.
I went for plan B just to be safe and to make sure that I will still have some energy to take care of my daughter.
Wow, but that's 34 sessions versus plan A 6 sessions.
Was it 6?
Mine was 4.
4.
Mine was 4.
I would have gone for that, like get it over and done with.
But do you mind me asking, what does, because I don't really
It's okay.
know
You can
about the
ask
experience.
me anything.
What does chemo feel like?
Feels like shit. You get the brain fog. So I'm sure you guys have COVID before, maybe, and you have that brain fog. It's like 20 to 30 times worse.
Does it hurt while you're getting chemo?
No. So the good thing that me and Yvonne always joke about is I'm like, the only thing I miss about chemo is Benadryl.
Yeah, I
'Cause
was.
it's on it, but then you just
when
fall
is my cocktail
You
coming?
like fall asleep.
You fall asleep. You will fall asleep and you have a
After the
really
nurse, I
good
see
sleep.
My cocktail coming.
Yeah.
Very
But
good,
the
yeah.
after effects, what does that feel like? How long does it last?
I think me and her had different side effects.
Different, yeah.
I think every chemo round I had different side effects.
Oh.
The first round, first 5 days constipation, next 5 days diarrhea. So that was a constant through every single chemo round. My first round, I had severe acne that came out of my face, and I had a very bad yeast infection. Oh man. Yeah, and then obviously there was a bit of like a feeling very sick, very feverish. And the next cycle just kind of like different side effects came out, scalp rash.
But that was because you opted for the more intense sessions, right? 4 times and you're done.
That was what was prescribed to me. 4 times and I'm done.
But regardless, I think you will experience, like even
Similar,
you know,
yeah.
Yvonne also
So the
experienced
side
some.
effects, they are temporary, but it's like really like a buffet lor, from top to toe lah. So you have like chemo
I
brain.
love Yvonne, the way she
You have
describes
chemo
it.
brain, you have stiff body aches right after your white booster jab. So I can't even turn my head. I can't lift my arms like that. And you will also have like constipation lah, diarrhea lah, whatever lah. Then as you go all the way down to your body, for me I experienced vaginal dryness. So I feel like a raisin lah in some period of my time. Yeah, some period.
I love the way you
I feel like a raisin.
very positive.
Dried up lah. Yeah. But still yummy.
Hey, you were married already. That's fine.
So I wanted to ask, has that affected your sex drive?
Yes. So for vaginal dryness, right, it really made me dread intimacy with my husband. So very poor thing lah of him. Like, I mean, he has his needs, but I really cannot accommodate leh. Then until to a point, right, I tell him that, hey, I tell you, if you want to go and find other girls, right, for this, right, I am really okay. Because as your wife, I cannot give you what you need.
A girl to
Just do it himself.
I don't know whether, I never asked him whether he got do himself. Maybe later I will go and back check.
But cannot.
Of course, he also didn't lah. He said that you say only, I believe, I confirm, plus chop. Later, if I really do something like that, you'll come back and like hound me one. Then I say, true, I know I'm this kind of person. Yeah, I just say only. Yeah, so in one of your episodes in October 2021, you mentioned about hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, right, like immediately when I was listening to your podcast, I immediately Googled and then I realized that, hey, actually this is what I have lah. Yeah, so it was because of chemo lah. So I told my husband that, hey, like my vaginal dryness, like it's a side effect. HSDD could be because of chemo side effects. Then after that, of course, I went to my gynae lah, and then we tried to sort things out with like some treatments, like some lubricant gel or that. I mean, right now it's already 2023. It's like, okay already lah. No,
it came back, your sex
Yeah.
drive, it stabilized.
I would say because my love language is like not the kind of like towards sex. Mine is more towards like hug, snuggle. And then I think especially when you're a parent, right, you want to go and think about sex. I mean, the next thing you think is like, I think maybe we should sleep lah. Because like not enough sleep already. You still want to think about sex. Yeah, but I mean now like there's no more HSDD. There's no more like vaginal dryness. A lot of things is like getting better on track now lah.
Well, but I'm happy that in that period of time he was there for you and he could put up with
It's not
his needs
easy,
or whatever.
correct. It's not easy as well, you know, for your friends and your family, especially a husband, a father. So Good on him. Good job. Yeah. Please don't go home and ask him if he did it himself. It's so bad. But you guys are in very different situations. Charlene, I'm not sure. Were you
very
attached?
single.
Were you, okay.
Okay, to answer your
Had to put it out there.
Yeah, I think for me was when I was single during my cancer journey and I tried to find love after cancer, right? But I think it kind of got tough because I was trying to get used to this new body of mine, right? Having a new boob, like what's going on with this body, certain functions that I could do last time I couldn't do. When I did my reconstruction, they used my left lat. So the left flat butt muscle, they pulled it forward. Because normally they would use fat on your tummy. But my doctor told me, take off your clothes. He looked at me, he said,
Nope.
there's no fat lah. Cannot do anything. I was like, but I want a flatter stomach. Of course, they'll take it from your stomach. They're like,
But
no,
it's not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of limited my physical abilities. But when I start to meet new people on dating apps, right, I come across a lot of people who ask me, like, oh, are you going to keep your hair long again?
Oh.
I'm like, is that a
Then these are not the
prerequisite?
people for you.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. And then they ask me like, oh, you did a fake boob job, ha ha. Then I'm like,
Excuse me, how's that funny?
Wait, how do they know about that? You put it on
I
the
would
profile.
put it. I'm very
Okay.
open with what I had with my breast cancer, and I put it out there in my profile. I said, oh, I'm a breast cancer survivor. My life is even more beautiful than ever before.
Don't we love confident women?
Yeah.
I am confident, but I mean, I've got good days and bad days, like we all do, right? But yeah, I think I struggled very hard to be even comfortable with myself being naked in the mirror.
So have you faced any like challenges when you actually start to date someone?
Yeah, I kind of felt uncomfortable being naked with him. I mean, I just had a breakup maybe about a few months back and I was truly comfortable with him, but things just didn't work out. It was just timing. But yeah, I think there will be people who would accept me for who I am.
No, absolutely. That is not a caveat, it's not a condition. I think love is unconditional.
It is,
and true love, they don't see these things.
Correct. I'm hitting 40 in a few months. So like people are saying,
I
like,
can't tell.
thank you.
I would love
thank
to
you.
look like this.
Come work out with me. There are people around me that say, oh, you're hitting your big 40 soon. You should find a man, get married, have kids.
No,
And I'm
don't
like,
subscribe to that.
I'm like, but those are your standards, not mine. True. Right? I said, I just want to live my life. And if the right one comes along, then okay, great.
it's a bonus, right?
Yeah. And if it's not, then I'm happy the way I am now.
Exactly.
Right? I don't need someone to complement my life or complete my life because I'm complete now. I think every woman who is single, should always be feeling that way.
Actually, I have a question, right? I mean, after surviving cancer, you guys must be like, fuck, I can do it all. Like, do you have that feeling?
Yeah.
Yes. But I think what Charlene shared, we have good days and bad days. So sometimes, right, even though I feel that, oh yes, I can do it all, like, I won the battle, what is like so tough for me, etc. Right? But there will be days when, my ankle pain, is it cancer coming? Like that. So there are also days when we will feel a little bit scared that what if we kena again? Yeah, so there's this thing called, we always say, our scan coming already, we got scanxiety. Yeah, so that's the thing.
And it's actually, if you Google it, actually is a real term. Like, we get really anxious.
Anxiety?
Yeah, we get really anxious before our blood test. So we be texting each other. Like, we roughly know when there's our annual checkup. So in the group, we're like, don't worry, we got this. Anything, we'll figure it out together,
You have us,
have us,
we'll encourage each other on our group chat.
Have you been told what the chances of a relapse are, and does that scare you?
Right now, I don't believe the statistics because like cancer is on the rise right now. If you search on the news, right, especially in the past 2 years, suddenly somebody who is so healthy, etc., can get cancer. So even if my doctor tells me like 90% of the chance you won't get a relapse, but relapse is one thing but what if I got a new cancer which I cannot detect Breast cancer you can detect easily, but lung cancer, all these is like until the last stage they will detect on
Yeah. So like when I did the chemo, I was given a choice. Do you want to do chemo or do you not want to do chemo?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were like, if I were you, just do the chemo. You're still young. Finish up the 4 rounds, kickstart your whole body again, and start life anew. I was like,
That's such a good way to put it though.
yeah, that's what my doctor said. And I was like, but I don't want to lose my hair. Then my doctor was like, it's okay, doesn't matter, but at least you're healthy. It was very challenging. But actually, I'm glad that I did it because now I have a clearer peace of mind. It's still at the back of my mind that cancer might come back again. But they told me if I do the chemo, cancer rate was very, very low, like less than 1%. So obviously, I took it up. But then again, like what Yvonne said, you don't know what other cancers you could get. We had a girlfriend got cured of breast cancer. The next thing, she had cancer of the brain fluid and she passed within 3 months. It was very bad. And she was very young, 26, 27. Yeah.
But do you have to adhere to a very strict lifestyle? For example, your diet, exercise, stuff like that?
For me, before cancer, right, I follow a very strict like diet, lifestyle. I wouldn't say I follow lah. Like I totally cut off meat. I'm like a salad person. And during pregnancy, I even exercised all the way until my last trimester. I don't eat McDonald's for like years already. But after cancer, I just back lah.
Life is short.
But okay, but I still don't eat. I try not to eat fast food.
Why? Because you don't like it or you think it's unhealthy?
Because of the things that I read, like what is in that fast food lah. So I just tell myself, okay, don't eat lah. I mean, I will still eat my Korean fried chicken. Yeah, they say avoid soy, but how to avoid soy? Every Chinese cuisine like
It's soy sauce, soy, right? Soybeans.
Yeah, correct. How to avoid? Very hard mah. Yeah, you eat Western food, you also sian one what. Yeah, so I just back lah.
Just wait diet. Then exercise now?
I exercise a lot lah. Right now I'm into Muay Thai.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Don't mess with her.
yeah.
Alright.
So I and then through Muay Thai I also feel that I start to gain back my strength also, and I think this gives me more confidence because this is something that I can control. Yeah.
Yeah, and Charlene, you totally look like you hit the gym every 2 days.
Every day.
Every day, okay, bye.
Maybe twice a day, yeah.
I had a revenge body mindset after I had cancer, and I actually challenged myself to do a laundry shoot. So I did it with Poke by Kate, just in the, I think, just a bra and
It's like
undies.
boudoir kind of.
It wasn't
vibe.
really boudoir, but it was for me as a milestone that I wanted to hit. So I worked out really hard. I dieted really hard. I was on like 1,000 kilocal a day. I almost died. But the photos were great. I was like,
Girl, I still got it.
and then I adopted that lifestyle ever since. I work out. I'm definitely stronger and leaner than I was even before cancer. And then I think in terms of dieting, I eat whatever I want. But I've never been a big fan of like deep fried stuff. But I tend to be a bit picky on what I eat. And I work out about 3 times a week.
This is a very balanced kind
It's
of
very
lifestyle.
balanced. And I like it. I like the way my life is now. Then being like, I think pre-cancer was just work. And it was just kind of mundane after a while with no trying to get fit, trying to get stronger.
I think one thing in common between Charlene and Yvonne is that they're both very positive individuals. Like after overcoming cancer, you can still maintain this positive outlook to life. So are there some words of advice you want to say to our listeners or viewers here who might have just gotten news that, hey, I got breast cancer. What do I do in my life now?
I know you are afraid, okay? Just acknowledge your feeling and know that, like there's still life after cancer. Whatever that you have to go through, it's going to be dreadful. It's not a walk in the park, confirm plus chop. Huh? Actually, there are a lot of people, a lot of young ladies, right, who had cancer and still live life very beautifully. Like, I mean, like just the both of us, we may not be like a good sample size. I mean, there's definitely like, other people who is like living even like better life than us, right? Yeah. So just have courage and be kinder to yourself lah, slowly but surely, you will definitely walk out of this. And if you have any questions, just reach out to your friends, your family, create a support system. You can even reach out to Breast Cancer Foundation or like the Boob Sisters also.
I think don't fault yourself for why you have breast cancer. Nobody could even predict whether you have breast cancer or not. But know that there's life after cancer. Life is very, very beautiful after cancer, even more so. But don't let cancer ever dictate your life that you want to lead.
Yeah, don't let cancer limit your life choices, whatever that you want to do. You can still do it with cancer or after cancer.
Yeah.
My last question is, especially in Singapore where everybody is so caught up with life, how has cancer changed your outlook on life? Do you do things and take things more seriously where, if I'm going to do it or if I want to do something, back then you would say, I can do it in 3 months, I can do it next year. Do you feel this urgency now to do things that you want? Do you feel this drive to take every risk that you want in life?
Yeah, for sure. I think the word YOLO, I live by that now. I would like to try out new things that I thought that, I'll leave it to next year or the year after, I just like, screw it, I'm going to do it next week.
Nice.
And I just wanted to just live the life that I wanted to lead. I think for me, I was a people pleaser. When somebody, let's say, offends me, I would take it in a very bad way. Very seriously. Or when somebody says, hey, sorry, last minute I cannot meet you for dinner. I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, don't you know my schedule is so busy? But now I just learned to let things go. And like, okay lah, you do you, I do me. You don't meet me, it's okay. I go play golf, I go skate, I go do other things.
Sometimes a happier for that pocket of time.
Yes.
Extra pocket of time.
Yes, just to have time with yourself, to always be in tune with your emotions. And I think that's really important.
So what you're saying is, take it easy.
Yeah.
Just take life easy. You only have one life. If you want to do something, do it.
Yes.
Who's stopping you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And just be happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so very quickly, what's one thing that we want to do? For me, go to China. Experience
Oh,
China.
okay. Do it next week.
Next week, cannot. Radio wave now. Okay, soon. I want to make that happen because life is short and beautiful. Okay, what about you, Yvonne?
So for me, everything that I do right now, I will seek joy and seek peace. If it doesn't tick all these boxes, right, I'll just like, okay, then it's not my thing.
Seek joy, seek peace. Very easy to check actually.
Yeah. I think for me, I really want to skydive. I haven't had the chance to do it yet.
Next
week. Yeah, hopefully maybe next week, maybe.
Really? Yeah.
Maybe, I'm thinking. I'm trying to take leave. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just spontaneous that way.
She's a real estate agent, by the way. Very busy one.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
very busy.
Yeah.
Okay, Zura, what's one thing you want to do?
I want to continue being able to do things on my own terms.
Wow.
Wow.
A go-getter. I think one thing that my best friend always tells me in anything in life, choose happiness.
Yeah.
Right? Choose what makes you happy. Because what for put yourself through, worry over things you can't control.
Fully agree.
Thank you so much, Charlene and Yvonne. I have learned so much about breast cancer and like the whole recovery journey. And it's all thanks to both of you for sharing with us. So for our viewers and listeners, if you would like to reach out to Yvonne or Charlene, you can always find them on Instagram at the Boobs Sisters. I don't know why I have to do it shimmy, but yeah, it just felt right.
Like the Boob Sisters. Just
Boob
the Boob
Sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah. Alrighty, so with that, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Hush Podcast. Don't forget to also follow us on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
That's right, you're never alone. You can listen to us on YouTube, on Me Listen, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and turn on your notifications.
Yeah, check it out. We're all in pink today because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So join us in YouTube, and big shout out again to Yvonne and Charlene. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye.
Even now, like, because I have bleached hair, right? Like, when I meet an auntie or something, she said, you shouldn't bleach your hair. You kena cancer. Then I'll be like, but I already kena cancer before I bleached my hair. So that's the kind of stuff
That's a great comeback.